are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Info Media.
A very warm and pleasant welcome to the Accelerator Awards 2025 as the grandest channel fiesta of the year and as an invitee to this show. How do you feel? What is your opinion about this initiative by Accent Info Media? How is it going to turbocharge the channel ecosystem in the country?
Oh, I'm very, very excited about 15th edition of Channel Accelerator Awards by SME Channels. I think SME Channels has seen the complete changing face of the Indian IT domain industry. And if you look at the way whole ecosystem has changed, if you look at the way whole value system has changed, SME Channel has been a part and parcel of this whole journey. I'm very happy to say that SME Channels has been a catalyst in shaping best of the Indian SI's ecosystem. Let me give an example. I still recollect almost 10 years back when I was part of one of the award ceremony. We talked about why security is so important. And that was a time when people were not talking about security. And look at today's environment. Nobody can run a business without security. Right? Security has become a topic of boardroom discussions rather than the IT. So I think what is happening is SME Channels has been creating a complete ecosystem which is fueled by Indian SIs. I also see that this ecosystem is now migrating from a product-based scenarios to a service-based scenarios, which is also one of the topics which we are going to discuss today. That how people are changing from a product-centric environment to MSPs. And MSPs are driven by a service-based economy. Service-based economy is not a one-time sale. It is working on a SaaS model. It is working on a recurring revenue model, which proves a very stable cash flow for Indian SIs. Indian SIs and SMEs have seen a big problem of cash flows. Sometimes you have erratic sales, sometimes you have high sales, and suddenly you see a big drop in the sales, which makes it very difficult for owners and CEOs to make their business plans. When you work on MSP model, you have a recurring model where you know the cash flow, you can plan your strategies, and you can basically think that how we can do a cross-sell and upsell to the same customer. So I think it's a very challenging and it's a very exciting journey ahead.
So apart from being an attendee, you are also one of the esteemed panelists today in the MSP special panel discussion. So if you look at the MSP as a separate business segment and the sheer emergence of it, it has been phenomenal. So how do you look at the emergence of MSP and how relevant it is for the MSE segment, SMB segment rather, in addressing the business pain points and fulfilling the needs of SMBs?
Oh, excellent question. I think MSPs, if you look at the MSP model per se, it is basically a service-driven model. Unlike the model earlier, which was basically a capex-driven environment, it was a transaction-based environment. Now it is a relationship-based environment, where you are basically building up a relationship with your customer and you're not doing transactions. So that's a very, very major difference in the MSPs are operating. And I'm a very fond and a staunch believer of Indian ethos and Indian mythology. So let me give you an instance of Hanuman during Ramayana time. When Lakshman was unconscious, it was basically told that somebody has to bring Sanjivani booty.
Lord Hanuman, brilliant example.
Yes, Lord Hanuman went to the mountain, which was basically Vindhyachal Parvat, and he started looking out for Sanjivani booty, but he could not find. So what he did, he brought the full mountain near Lakshman. So if you look at the scenario, it is a pure example of outcome-driven model. Now, if you look at this whole situation, efforts were more. But then, what was the result? The result was 100%, right? And it was a satisfactory result. And that is what customers are also looking at. Customers are not interested in how many dashboards you are using, how many tools you are using, how many manpower you have who is working on this knock-sock environment. What they're interested is, what is the outcome of your activity. So I think customer strategies have also changed. they have started talking to you, what is in for me? Is it giving me a value? Rather than talking about what is the cost. So I think this whole model is changing from a pure vanilla-based environment of cost-driven to value-driven. And that's one of the learning which I have taken from the industry in last couple of years, that we have shifted our focus in Medley from a transaction-based environment to a basically relationship-based environment. And we always believe that every activity which we are doing for the customer is outcome-driven, is
Fantastic.
value-driven.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I believe. Now look at,
So it's basically capex versus the opex.
no, it is much
No,
more
listen,
beyond
much
that.
more
It
beyond
is
that.
much beyond that. Because when you talk about capex versus opex, still there are transactions. But when you come a pure MSP environment for SMEs, SMEs want to basically go into an environment which is tension-free. They do not want to get into a situation where they tell you what to do. MSPs have to be proactive.
Yes.
They have to take an action before the customer tells. That's very, very important criteria of MSP. One more example I want to take is for Shri Krishna in Mahabharata. He did not fought directly, but he had Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is a very good example of how you can do an automate-driven AI model. Sudarshan Chakra used to go to the destination without any interference, do the work, come back. Nobody knows about it, how it has been done. So I think it's a very good model as to how MSPs can use AI for doing all autonomous work. So I think I love Indian ethos, I love mythology. I can give you a lot of examples, and I believe that there's so much to learn from Indian ethos, from Indian mythology about how businesses can run, how they can flourish.
I think you have a, you have that challenge where you are able to, mix and match Indian mythology with the tech-driven world.
Yes, yes.
And I am reminded of Sasi Tharoor's The Great Indian Novel. I would recommend if you
Sure,
haven't
I
gone
would
to
love to that. I would love to have
go
that.
through that. And this
Yes.
is really, the allegory is very, very powerful.
Yes.
So, once again, thank you very much for the industry critical insight. I'm sure today's MSP panel would also be benefited by your clear-sighted wisdom. Thank you once again.
And I would congratulate all the awardees and the panelists and the participants here. I wish them all the best for the coming future.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye-bye.